Hello guys, in this video I'm going to talk about chart patterns, and the first and foremost chart pattern I'm going to be talking about is candlestick chart patterns. I mean, everything starts from the candlestick. Candlestick is like the unit, the same way you say the atom is the unit of an element, the smallest indivisible particle. The candlestick is the smallest indivisible unit of the chart. It's just like the language we speak are broken down to letters. That's the smallest unit of the language. So at first it's broken down into sentences, into words, free. So it's broken down into words, right? Because it's the words that come up with the meaning. But each word is now broken down into what letters, right? So the candlesticks are the basis of the language of the market. That's why I said it's the language the market speaks. Alright. So these candlesticks come together to form patterns, the same way letters come together to form words. All right, so now the first pattern I'm going to show you is the engulfing pattern, and as the name implies, to engulf something means to swallow it up, right? So I'm just going to look for an engulfing pattern such as this. You see, at the base of this market, this was a low. This bullish candle engulfs the bearish candle. So like it closed way above it, swallowed it up. Okay. So once you see that, it signifies bullish presence. It means, in as much as the buyers and sellers are always struggling, at this point in time, the buyers conquer the sellers. So this is a strong buy signal. So whenever you see this, you can buy. The market is always going to buy, at least for a short while. Do you get? But you also need to know when and where this bullish engulfing candle should be found for you to take trades based on them, on their presence. At the same time, at the top of every market, you find a bearish engulfing candle. So this one engulfs this one, and you see the market sold for a while, right? Now something always happens when a bullish engulfing occurs or a bearish engulfing occurs. When a bullish engulfing occurs, price pushes up, but price comes back down to test that previous area. So let me do this. You have this candle, engulfs this one. You're going to definitely, at some point, the market is going to come down to test that previous candle. Okay, if it does not and it shoots up, it leaves a gap, and this gap is also very instrumental. I'm still going to tell you how to trade this gap. You see a gap between where the previous candle closed and where the new candle is starting, and that just the market has to always come down. It has to always come down, right? So we'll call this gap a fair value gap, but you're going to know more about it as we progress. All right, so this always happens. The market always engulfs and then retests. Okay, so in this case, this one engulfed this one, it retested before pushing up. So whenever you see the buy signal, what you want to do is wait for a retest, and when it retests, you take your trade. That way you risk less, because imagine you had bought from this top, you would have been risking more. Okay, so you always have to wait for a retest. Alright, so that's about bullish candles. Bearish candles, on the other hand, let's look for a bearish market condition. Okay, I'm gonna look for a point where the market retraced. So see what I was telling you, this candle engulfed this candle and left a gap from the floor of this bullish candle to the start of this other candle. And this is actually very crucial, because price is going to come back down. It's going to come back to this point. It must come back. Okay, so now if you look at this point now, this would have been a very good point, but I haven't spoken about this type of candles. But let me just talk about them. So there are some cases where you have a bullish candle, you have a bearish candle, rather, you now have a bullish candle, but this bullish candle fails to engulf this previous candle at first. Then the second one opens and now engulfs it. This is still a bullish engulfing pattern. Alright, still a bullish engulfing pattern. So 3 candles can make up patterns as well as 2 candles. And then sometimes you have candles like this in between them. This is a doji candle, and this is an indecision candle, because the candle opened at a certain price, but in the end they closed at that same price. So like no decision was made whether it was going to be bullish or bearish. right? So that's an indecision candle. Most times I cancel out indecision candles. I don't really think about them. So having said that, I'm not going to use this as an example. This is a bullish engulfing. These two engulfed this one, and price had to come back up to test it. See, tested this previous candle before dropping. So when price did this, you have to now wait for the retest and then you take the trade. All right, so that's that. Now, in a market structure video, I didn't mention something. I didn't mention that for every trend to start, the previous trend has to end. And in as much as you're seeing higher and higher lows, there's going to be a time when it's going to fail. This low is not going to be able to hold price. Price is not going to come below it, close below it. And that's what we call a broken structure. So the market structure that we talked about before is now broken. It's a broken structure. So all you have to do is just take note of that part. Alright. So it's a broken structure. And when a break of structure happens, the market has shifted. Okay. So when the market shifts like that, you now want to take your trades according. Alright. So in the next video, I'll be talking more about break of structures and all of that. Alright. So I hope to see you guys there. Bye. I'm going to talk about chart patterns. I talked about bullish engulfing and bearish engulfings before, but that's on the microscopic level, right? It's almost like the atomic level. So let's come up a bit. Candles come together to form candlestick patterns. Candlestick patterns come together to form chart patterns. So a bullish engulfing is just a candlestick pattern. All right, especially when you see a candle like this. If you study, hopefully at this point you've been reading, and you see a bullish engulfing candle with an indecision candle in between. I'm trying to find something like that for you. So when you have this type of candle, it's called a doji, something like this one. So you have a bearish engulfing. This candle engulfs this candle, but like in between you have dojis. The dojis are basically indecision, like I said, of something like this. For instance, this is a long bearish engulfing candle, engulfed this one, but there's a doji in between. So the doji already tells you the extent to which price rejected the level above. You see, price came up here, but the sellers just pushed it down. All right, and then it engulfed like this. So it's a candlestick pattern, the same as a bullish engulfing and a bearish engulfing. But I'm going to show you something, a few chart patterns, and I'll be talking about double tops in a bullish market. Market does this. It's supposed to go up, but now creates another high that's equal to the previous high, and then it comes down. This is called a double top because that's two tops. It's almost like two mountains with the same peak height. All right. So in the same vein, you have in a bearish market, now creates another high that's equal to the previous high, and then it comes down. This is called a double top because that's two tops. It's almost like two mountains with the same peak height. All right. So in the same vein, you have in a bearish market double bottoms. Double bottoms. All right. So this is a double top. This is a double bottom, and it's the same thing. Price is failing to make a new low, so it's coming back up. All right. So I'll just take this out. Then we have another one where price in a bullish market does this, and then creates a high, comes down, creates another high that's not even as high as the previous high, and then it falls. This is called a head and shoulder, and this is why it has a zone, a level that it's used as support, right? And then it gives you this shoulder, this head, this shoulder. There's a tool to draw that here. I think it's here. It's and shoulders. Okay, so you mark. And this point is called the neckline, by the way. And there are certain ways people trade them. I don't use them. I'm just showing you. Okay. Alright, because this course is for absolute beginners. Like I said, so I'm just showing you everything I know. So this is a head and shoulder pattern. So once you see this in the market, it's a reversal. These are reversal patterns. So when the market is going up and then it fails to form a new high and it forms a double top, it's a reversal pattern. It's a reversal chart reversal chart pattern. Okay, so numerous candles coming together to give you a broader story. So what you have to do now is to anticipate a sell. Okay, at the same time, the same applies for the opposite. So when you have price going downward like this, it now comes up to the common neckline and does this. As you see this, you know it's a reversal pattern. So price is about to start going up. Okay, so all you have to do is to now wait for a retracement, and then boom. Now this retracement, where you're going to enter, depends on other factors like supply, demand, and all of those things. Okay, but some people, they tell you how to, they tell you there's a specific way you can trade these chart patterns. So you can do that, but I don't do that because it's limited. It limits you to how, you know, it just shows you don't have an in-depth understanding of the markets, because it's not the patterns you're trading. If these conditions, certain conditions are not there, these patterns are not going to hold. All right, but they tell you to take your ruler to start from the neckline, measure out to the shoulder. This is 148 pips, and then trade 148 pips to this point. So if you're taking a buy here, you should be targeting this level. I just hope it does not go out. Oh, it went out somewhere around here. And to an extent, it's one of those things you just do to just make sure you're being consistent. Okay, it does not mean it's wrong. It's just that they're giving you that because that's where a lot of people will be trading across the world. And if everybody's doing the same thing, I told you the market is just an interpretation of mass behavior. Okay, if everybody's doing the same thing, or a huge percentage of people are doing the same thing, and that is able to generate the volume needed to move the market is going to print that on the screen, right? So that's a, you know, relatively safe place to take profit. Okay, but I said this is minimalist. I'm not using any of this, most of these chart patterns, you know, candlestick patterns. I'm just giving you basic understanding, and then you do with it what you want. Okay, I'm not teaching you strategies. I'm just teaching you how to understand the market and how to apply. Now, I use most of the strategies, but I use them when I understand the basis behind them. Okay, so in subsequent videos I'll be talking about something Quasimodo. You can even just research, and you know, and that's the basis behind heads and shoulders. So that's the mechanism that works the chart pattern. There's always something underneath that works the chart pattern. So that's that about that. If you go through baby pips, you see things like this. They'll tell you their continuation patterns. Maybe the chart is going like this. You now see something like this, blah 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 blah, triangles, wedges. They tell you these are, that's gonna burn you. They tell you it's a continuation pattern. A falling wedge. So it looks like a wedge, something you put to wedge something. You know, like something you put underneath the tire of your car to wedge it from. You know, it says a falling wedge. So they say falling wedge is a continuation pattern. It happens. It actually happens. But the wedge is not the reason why. That's not the reason why price is going up. It's just a manifestation of what price has done. Okay. So in subsequent videos, you would, while you're moving on with this knowledge, you're going to start seeing what I mean. All right. I think price taps into. Wow. Let me see. Whoa, price tap. Wow. That's nice to see. So you see what we're talking about initially. I don't know if it was the previous video or this video. You see the level I marked. Price came down to it. Okay. And I had already put in a second order here. Price came down to it, tapped into it, and then it's going up. It has gotten enough gas, so it's just going to keep shooting up. Now you can see the next thing that happened is it's breaking structure. Right, this candle still has 27 minutes to close. This is the 5 minute chart. Once it breaks structure, it's a confirmation that the bulls has kicked in. So all the sellers that were pushing price down have given way for the bulls to push price up. All right, and these are not they're not independent people. Sellers basically close their sell positions, and some of them joined the buyers to buy. So it's just the same thing. All right. So yeah. So from now we can expect price to just go all the way to the top. And if you don't know what you're doing, or you're not really experienced, you might get scared and close your trade when it comes here, and close your trade down because you're scared that it's going to come against you and it's going to hit your stop loss. You close it. But fear is one thing you have to take out of your mind when you're trading the market, because fear is an emotion that when it kicks in, you don't think anymore. Your frontal cortex stops, like its activities, hijacked by the whole fear, the whole emotion of fear. So fear is an emotion you have to keep in check constantly, and the only way you keep fear in check is by exposure. They call it exposure therapy in psychology. You have to expose yourself to this thing so much that you now know it does not harm you, or you've now equipped yourself with the skills to handle whatever comes. And one of the ways to equip yourself is by knowledge, by gaining more information through either reading, studying, or actively trading the market. Just because you're trading demo money doesn't mean you shouldn't attach the same level of seriousness to it. But that's by the way. That's not by the way, anyways. The forex is mostly psychological, so I think that needed to be said. So from here now we're expecting price to go all the way to the top, but everything still boils down to supply and demand. All right.